Hello! It's 7 o'clock on Tuesday. That means it's Check It Out Tuesday. You're on Tamara's Paper Trail. I am Tamara. Welcome to the show. I don't have... Oh, there we go. I've got the wrong buttons pushed here. Got to be able to see who I'm talking to tonight. Give me a hidey-ho. Let me know who is watching tonight. I just finished our project. Hi, Melanie. Like, for real. I had an idea early this afternoon. Had no time to get down here until 5:57. I'm like, ooh, I better rotate my butt down to the cave. Hi, Nikki. Hello, howdy-ho. Hi, Marcella, howdy-ho. Sherry, Wendy, Shayla. Hey, hey. How you doing, Shayla? How was your day? I feel like I've been running. And I like that on Tuesday. Tuesday, I have the house to myself for the better part of the day. But I don't know. Yeah, it went. I took a long walk with the dog this morning, so it was beautiful out. I love this time of year. You can wear sandals, but a hoodie. So had a nice long walk with the dog. Yeah, I had to go to the dentist today. I don't like the dentist. We've had this conversation, but I had to go get a filling, or 3. I don't know. I had a cavity and 2 baby patches. I don't know. But let me just tell you that he stabbed me 3 times. My face was all swollen. I couldn't drink without drooling. It was ridiculous. And then I'm driving down the road and I'm like, why do I look like I've had a stroke? And I'm like, oh, why is it so hard? How much freezing do you put in there? And then I realized he'd left the packing in my lip. I'm like, well, that's nice. Of course, I couldn't tell. I couldn't feel it. I'm like, well, that's nice walking around town with a great big wad of batting in my lip. You pasted your son's car on, you posted your son's car. Oh, in 30 minutes, I had 80 messages. Holy crow, are you giving it away? Sweet, Shayla. Hi, Kathy. My daughter, thank you, Marcella, for asking. She is fine. She's fine, like it never happened. She went to school yesterday. She went to school today. She is good as new, honestly. Now, I said to my mother, this might be all a bunch of, babka. I don't know. But when she was down here, so I've heard from a lot of people that you're pretty sick for the 2 days and then it really kind of peters off. And this could just be coincidence. But when she was down here on the Friday, Saturday, I had my essential oil diffuser going and I had it full, well, it's water, and then I had a whole bunch of frankincense in there. And frankincense is supposed to boost your immune system. I don't know. Coincidence? She was like Sunday, she's like, I feel fine. I'm good. Like nothing, like it never happened. She went to school Monday. She's fine. I'm fine. How do I not get it? I mean, honestly, I'm like this close to the kid all the time. So I don't know. I don't know if there's anything to it or not, but we are all fine. Touch wood. Yeah, happy to report. Although I did kind of miss the little Dickens, especially when I'm trying to procrastinate on something. She's my go-to for procrastination. Hey, MJ. Yes, hi, Tracy. Yes, I saw the lovely Tracy today briefly, as I realized I cut 3 times as much paper as I needed to. Yeah, I did. Math was hard this morning, apparently. I ate a great big frog today, right? Do y'all know that acronym, or like... What is it they say? How do you eat an elephant 1 bite at a time? And then there's the book, How to Eat a Frog. And you have to eat the biggest, ugliest frog first thing in the day. And then the rest of the day goes downhill from there, right? Because all your other frogs are better looking and tastier than the big, fat, ugly frog, right? Which means do your nastiest task first and the rest of the day is breeze. So I did that this morning. I had to do a video for my training co-op. And it was on how to hold classes, in-person classes. And I just did it. Like when I need to do something, man, I had to leave to the dentist in half an hour. So I'm like, I better do it now or it's not going to get done. So I did it. So yeah, it's good. I've prepped. I have my volunteer work tomorrow. So it is packed, 90% packed. I'm ready to go tomorrow because tomorrow I'm at my dad's all day. So my mom's friend is in town. They're going to go for breakfast. Then they're going to hit West Edmonton Mall. So I'm packing my cut and emboss. I was going to say my big shot. I'm packing my cut and emboss machine and all my dies. And I am going to be cranking. Because hopefully Dad will sleep in, and if he sleeps in, I can get lots of stuff done while he's done. Gonna take the dog with me so that he's not alone all day. So yeah, it's all going on and volunteering. Thursday I might catch my breath for a minute, maybe, perhaps. Yeah, it's great that she's better. I know. I'm so happy about that. card would roll over, so it would just trying to get rid of it. Oh, it wouldn't roll over. Oh, hey, Barbara, did you want in? Okay, let's get to business. Hi, Jen. Hi, I see Tia. I'm like, Teresa. I see Tia and I want to say that. All right, let me flip this over. I'm going to do another plug for the class. So Barbara, everybody across Canada, $35 if you want just the card, like the pieces and the class. The class is October 7th. It's via Zoom. If you can't make it, no worries. You get the private link to the replay so you can watch it anytime. And that link is never going away. It's on YouTube. $35 for the cards. Now, the Perched on a Tree, the dies are out of stock, so we can't order them right now. If you want to take the class, though, like if you don't have it and you're planning to buy it, you can. It just probably, you won't get it in time for the actual class. But anyway, so the class is $90 local, $100 long distance, or just the cards, it's $35. So where did I get the frankincense? I used to, shockingly, I was with Young Living Essential Oils for a while. You know me, I don't like to pay anybody anything, commission or anything more than I have to. So I had signed up as a wholesale purchaser. And so I've got essential oils coming out my ears, and I don't use them as much as I should, but when there's a problem or a situation, I buy it. So there's also doTERRA is another popular brand. It's a little bit more expensive, but that wasn't good. I do have a lot of the Young Living. Okay, my lights are, there we go. Let's see if we can go here. All right, so there's Trina and Paulette. Hello, hello. And Mary, hi. All right, so that's the last plug for today, maybe. On my, only because I have like 8 of these left. I have 8 packets left. And so that is October 7th via Zoom. Let's get busy. So what I thought, I had a few thoughts about what I wanted to play with tonight, and I thought I would just have a play with a new stamp set, and then that didn't happen. No, didn't happen. I have got a lot of product I want to use. I just need to catch my breath for 5 minutes and dig them out. And that wasn't tonight. Tonight I got too many things going on. So I decided on, hi Cheryl, hello. All right, Barbara, thank you. Yeah, $35 flat anywhere in Canada. And I can mail that tomorrow to make sure that it gets to you in time. So thank you very much. So I thought I would do a fancy fold card because this one impressed me. I do like spending a couple hours on a card when I have the time. That's not very often, right? Who has 2-3 hours to play and make a card? So this one is very impressive and it is very easy. So I think you all should make one, but I'll let you watch me make it. It is called a WV card. WV fold card. Something like that. W and a V. Okay, and you'll see why. I know, this is going to be fun, Trina, and you get to use up some, well, you don't get to use up some paper. But that's where I started tonight because I couldn't decide on the stamp set yet. It was overwhelming to me. And, okay, let's just chat about that for a second. We all get overwhelmed. We all lose our mojo, right? It happened to me the other day. Like, honestly, it took me forever to come up with this card. That is, why is it falling apart? Get back on there. This card that I showed you last night. Stick back on there. It took me hours and hours and hours. I wasn't into it. It eluded me. So when that happens, you grab a card that you like and you just change it. And from there, maybe you'll morph. Like maybe you'll start playing with that stamp set thinking, oh, you know what? No, I want to do it on this kind of a fold. I want to do it on that kind of fold. So tonight I didn't have a lot of creative juices flowing. So I'm starting with the fold. And then I went with, oh, what would look good on that fold? So what was sitting on my desk was this paper from last night. I love this piece of paper. It makes me happy. So I thought that's what we're going to play with. Now, this was the card I made, and thank you very much, Nikki, for saying that you love this card. There is always somebody who's going to love the card that you don't love. Honestly, this is busier than I tend to create, but I still love the layout and I still love the card. Would I make 1,000 of them? No, Nikki loves it, right? So don't be afraid to try a different style. than your norm, and send it out. Somebody's going to love it. And that's the great thing about when you do a card swap too. If you have a couple of friends who craft, if you all make a card and swap with each other, then you're going to get different styles. Because, somebody might not like my style, but she might like the style of my friend. And that's okay, right? So it's good to do swaps. It's good to experiment with different layouts. Hi, Jennifer, quick visit. Hello. So this piece of paper is kind of what my inspiration was. So I started with this, going, what can I do with this? And then the next thing I do, if I don't have a lot of mojo and I didn't find a card in my stash I wanted to do something different tonight. So you go to Uncle Google. He is smart, is Uncle Google. And you type in fancy fold Stampin' Up. Enter. Or fancy fold card. Or fancy fold template. Fancy fold Stampin' Up template, fancy fold, Stampin' Up card. Put in all kinds of different variations. Click on images and see what comes up, and scroll until something hits you. And that's what I had done. Was I looking for fancy fold, or was I just looking in Pinterest, or how did I come across this card? No, I was scrolling through Facebook and somebody had posted a card made with this WV card. I'm like, WV card? What is this? So Uncle Google, WV card tutorial. And bam! Lots of samples, lots of examples. You want to see it? You want to see it? Want to see what it looks like? Here we go. This is what I came up with. So, Mr. Moosey, because you gotta love a moose and a toque. I know, Pinterest is awesome. I love it. I love it. So, ta-da! So, it is called a WV card because here's a W and here's a V. Have I done this before? Part of me thinks I've done this before, and then I went, no. I've done like double Z, and I've done something similar where some of these pieces attach, but I don't think I've ever done this before. So I think it's amazing. Now I got my measurements from Rachel Tessman. What's her? I forget what her. Rachel Tessman. Google it. Uncle Google knows who Rachel Tessman is. So, I'm drawing a blank on what her. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Rachel Tessman. Google it. So let's recreate this card. I freaking love it. I love it. I'm also. Have you noticed I'm into monochromatic cards lately too? Monochromatic, one color. Okay. And it's crazy, stupid, simple. Honestly, this is ridiculous. Stamp your art out. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you. Oh, that was painful. Okay. It is so easy. Jot down these dimensions. Honestly, they're so simple. So, because it folds out, so there's so many folds to it, it takes one sheet of paper to make one card. So normally, you're using half a sheet of paper. But for this one, it's for somebody you really like. You're using a whole sheet of paper. All right, so we're going to start with an 8.5 by 11.5 piece of paper. And on the short end, we're going to cut it at 5.5. So we're cutting off 3 inches, right? 8.5 minus 5.5 is 3. So you're going to keep this, put it to the side. And then we're going to score. Excuse me. I did find my scoring blade. It was way over there. I don't know how it got over there. But I found it after like months of it being missing. So I found my score blade, and I actually do have it labeled score. Just so you don't want to cut your paper by accident. All right, so we are going to score it a number of times here. We're going to start at 4. I'm going to score it at 4. Score at 5 3/4. 7.5. And 9 1/4. Okay, so we're going to move that aside. We're going to bring in this piece, this 3 inch by 11, and we're going to cut it down to 6. So turn it, we're going to cut it at 6. That you can discard, you can use it for other things. And we're going to score this at 3, score it in half. Okay, so that's all of our scoring and cutting of the base. This is shaded spruce, Jennifer. Okay, now this paper, let's take a little look at this again. I showed it last night, but you might not have been here last night. So let's take a little look again. This is the host paper at the back of our catalog, which took me 2 months to spot. You can get it for, not for free, free with host spending. So $24.50 in hostess credits. So if you have a party and your party order is $245, this will be free because you'll get $24.50 in free spending. You can buy this pad of paper. It's 48 sheets, 4 each of 12 double-sided. It's a $41 value, but you get it for like $24.50 of like their big bucks. And it covers all of your holidays. They're bright, they're bold, they're cheery, and you will have enough paper to choke a moose. We've got festive. We have birthday, like this could be used for birthdays. It could be used for Valentine's Day. It could be used for Christmas, New Year's, celebrations of any sort with that one. Fall, masculine. This one, I'm using this for birthday. We've got Halloween, and then on the other side, it's, you know, anything goes really. Wood grain, masculine. We've got stars. I used this on a Halloween project. This, you can color this any color, right? And on and on and on it goes. So you've got enough of that to keep going forever. Hi, Elizabeth. I am doing well, thank you. I hope you're doing well too, over in Australia. Okay. Yes, it is shaded spruce. Yep. Now, we're going to cut this beautiful paper, these little strips. I need 3 of them, and they are 1.5 by 5 1/4. So I think I have some here still. So I'm going to need 1.5 by 5 1/4. I need 3 of them. So 1, 2, and this was from a sheet earlier that I was cutting. Oh, I smashed my nail today, you guys. I rammed it into the blinds, and it's killing me not to split. You can, I don't know if it's not going to focus in on that. I can tell that the nail polish is lifted. Like it's cracked. Like it is cracked. But my nail polish has saved it from being ripped off. But I really want to split that polish. And I'm like, you know, I just did my nails on Sunday, and I just smashed that nail. But I'm going to try that the nail extend again. I watched some more videos on it, and I have to try it again because I can't stand when the middle nail is shorter than the other ones. It's driving me insane. So I might have a play with that. Well, this weekend probably. Who am I kidding? All right, so I've got my 3 pieces that are 1.5 by 5 1/4. Now, we also need some white pieces. So I'm going to grab a piece of white. I need 3 of them, and they are going to measure 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. So that's 3 less 2 ticks in Tamara language. I'm going to cut 2 strips like that because I know I'm going to need 2 strips of it. So 3 less 2 ticks. Oops, what have I done? Is that, what? Wait a minute. What have I? Ah, paper's flying everywhere. 3 less 2 ticks. Oh, okay. I guess, I don't know what's happening here. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. There we go. Right? What the heck is going on here? 3 less 2. Yeah, okay, 3 of those. That was confusing to me. All right. What else do I need? So I wanted a coordinating pattern color, and I searched through all of my papers to find some more shaded spruce. So like I showed you last night, I grabbed my catalog, because rather than sitting here for an hour flipping through all my packs of paper and then going, oh, that's retired. Oh, I don't have that. Oh, and losing my mind, I flipped to my Bible, and I turned to the Designer Series papers, and I look for shaded spruce. This is the easy way. The lazy way, the easy way. I see no shaded spruce in here. Nope. But I do know that I'm going to have it in one of these assorted packs. So I put that away. I thought, well, there must be some shaded spruce in the holiday catalog, and there is. There's some shaded spruce. I could use some of the boughs of holly. The lights, nope, in here, the Santa's Express has some. That looks like some of the gingham. No, that looks garden green to me. Anyway, I did that, and I went, no, I don't want anything that crazy. I did see this one in the Santa Express, but I didn't actually want it that, I don't know. I decided against the snowflakes. Maybe because it screamed winter to me, and I want winter birthday. Hang on, I'm going to turn off my heater before I melt to death. One moment, please. It was freezing in here when I came down. So I have, I've got 2 girlfriends who were born on December 25th. Hi, Kate Ann. The measurements for the panels. Okay, so what panels? For the DSP, Barb. For the designer series paper, the strips are 1.5 by 5 1/4. And then the white is 2 7/8 by 2 7/8, and you need 3 of those. So that's the same as 3 less 2 ticks. Yeah. So hopefully that answered that. Right, so I want winter birthday. My girlfriends who were born on Christmas Day, you're not going to send them a Christmassy card that just says happy birthday. So this one I thought was nice if I just use this paper. Now, I believe this is the retired paper. It is from the assorted Regals pack, but I like this pattern because it kind of goes with that. So this is what I grabbed. I think I have a part sheet here. So for this DSP, this is going to be 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. And so that is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. And I think we're ready to roll. Now, if you were to do this card, actually, what I would recommend, now that I've gotten to the part where I need to start stamping and assembling. Hang on. What you should do before you start anything. Oh my goodness. Oh, this chair is so high. I would recommend stamping your mousse first and your little bird so that they have time to completely dry before we use our blends on them. So my bad. I should have done that first. Where is my Memento ink? All right. Now, where's Mr. Moosey? Mr. Moosey is from the All Bundled Up set. I love him. Thanks, Mary. All right. Thanks, Jennifer. Thanks for popping in, girl. All right. So I am going to mount Mr. Moose. That sounded wrong. This is a family show, Tamara. Okay. So I like to ink it this way because he's so big. I want to make sure that I get all of him inked up and that it's not too goopy in any one place. So this way I can see what I'm doing, and I can see these little hash marks in his hat there. Needed a little bit of extra love. So I'm going to stamp him. And what I've done in the past is I've stamped him once. Since I have it out, I'm going to do the entire sheet. So the next time I come in and think, oh, I could use a mousse right now, and I don't have time for him to dry, just pull the one out of your stash. So this is what I like to do when I know there is going to be coloring involved. Okay. Excellent. That was just that ding was a confirmation that I have 7 stampers for tomorrow night for my volunteer work with Robin Hood Association. So I'm going to take Mr. Moose. I'm trying not to smudge it in case it's still wet. I'm going to cut him off, and I'm going to pop these other 2 back in the case for another day. Yeah. Now, while I'm here, I might as well stamp Mr. Birdie. See, scrap. This is why I don't like to ever throw away scrap, because this is enough to stamp and cut out a little bird. He's wearing boots. How cute is that? Same thing. Might as well use up all the scrap I've got. Stamp a couple of them. So I'm going to let them dry while I assemble the rest of my card. Pop him in the case. Put him aside. And we will color them shortly. All right, so let's start assembling our card. It's really quite easy and quick. All right, so we got our pieces here. All right, so we are going to fold all of our score lines here. So the one big quadrant here, this is going to be the back and the base. So you've got a score line here. We're going to fold it in. And then you just zigzag on all the fold lines. Bam, done. Now you're going to want to make those nice and crisp so that this doesn't happen, you know, when the recipient gets it. So you're going to grab your bone folder. You're going to give them a good burnish. Like so. All right. This card will likely require more postage. Here in Canada, that would be $1.94 because it's oversized mail because it's too thick. So just know that, and that's okay. Here is my mat. That's right. You can't throw things away, right? Waste not, want not. All right, so I'm going to get my 3 strips of designer paper. Now, of course, you can, I didn't decorate all the panels. You absolutely could. I mean, you could do all 4. You could do all 5. I did see some samples using the, this paper. Stunning. It was just beautiful. So there, I mean, check it out. Seriously, Uncle Google, he knows a lot of stuff. Now, if you are using a paper that does have a pattern to it, if you're clever, these 3 pieces will all line up. So it could be, if you had, say, let's say it was one of these Santa pages that has like a scene, or one of these ones. If you did it right, then it would, the continuity would be there, and that would be really cool. So be mindful of that if you're cutting designer paper that has patterns. Tamara bucket full of just pieces of colored paper and DSP. A Tamara bucket. Does it have my name on it, or just like an IKEA bucket? Does it have a picture of my face on it? That wouldn't be creepy at all. Okay, so there are our 3 pieces like that. Now, I am going to stamp happy birthday on this panel that's going to go over here. And for that, I grabbed this stamp set. Oh, look, we're having a class using this. November 25th, treats and tags. Happy birthday. This is a really nice big font, and where is my, here it is. Yeah, it's big. Takes up a lot of real estate. I like it. Dollar store, no picture, but if I was cool, I would. That would be slightly terrifying. Okay, so I'm going to stamp the sentiment here. Oh, love it. Shaded spruce. Gotta love it. I'm so happy to have feeling back in my lip. I can now drink out of a straw again. All right. Are you dry? I think you're dry. So I am going to put adhesive on the back of this. And now I am going to center this as best I can. I seem to have an issue with actually getting it centered. I tend to be too high. This is not centered. There's more space down here than there is up here. But you know what? That's okay. I think I kind of like that, actually. Maybe I don't want to center it because Mr. Moosey is sitting a little high. It doesn't have to be centered, okay? Put it down wherever you want it. Center it left to right, though. All right, so we're gonna, this is crucial though. You have to put this panel down first, okay? Because it's going to be hidden by the other panels. And so you have to start with this one. So this piece that was 3 by 6 that we've scored in the middle, I'm going to fold that. So what's going to happen is this piece is going to connect here. This part's going to connect here, and this part's going to connect here. Okay, so that's going to make the V on your W. All right, so we have to make sure though that when you close it, it's going to cover this. You don't want it looking like this. You don't want it looking like that. You don't want it over here. You know, it needs to cover this. So what we do is we cover the white completely. Okay, so that's going to cover up your white. We're going to put our tape down. Or you put your tape down first. Where is my mat? Here we go. There we go. So we've got our mat here. We're going to put this on top of the white so it's completely covered. And straight. And then we're just going to close that, right? As if it's going to be closed. Now we need this part's going to attach here, so we're going to put some tape here. Okay, so you don't want to go too far over or it's going to glue to itself. So you're just going to put a couple of strips over here and close the door here. Okay, I'm not going to push too hard yet, because what I want to do is when I open this, you want to make sure that yes, when it opens, it is going to lie flat, and it will. We're just going to open and close it a few times. Break down those fibers a little bit. Just so that when it's open, it lays flat-ish. Yeah, like that. Okay, so now when it closes, it's going to cover that white completely. Okay, now we get to decorate. So we're going to attach this to this. That's crooked. Oh well, not terribly. It's not crooked. Oh, okay. We're going to attach this to the inside. I wouldn't recommend using dimensionals and such for decorating on this because it's already bulky and you don't want it to be too crazy thick. All right, so there we go. That's the, pardon me. That's the majority of it. Now this piece, we have Mr. Moosey. And what the heck, it's 7:33. Let's do some coloring. I do have one prepared from earlier, but let's do it from scratch. We're going to get our light crumb cake and our dark crumb cake. Oh, I'm okay. I'm okay. Okay. All right. Things are falling. Just over there. All right. Back on the floor. All right. Okay. So, y'all know, if you've watched me before, how to open your blends. You do not grab your blends and go like this. Why? Because if it's really juicy, it is going to drip. Let's see if it'll do it. No. If it's super juicy, you're going to have colored alcohol. Oh, that one doesn't even feel tight. I hope that's not dried out. If you pull it too hard. Oh, I think this one might be. Oh, that doesn't. It feels like the barrel is maybe cracked on that. We'll see. Anyway. If you do it wrong, alcohol can go flying, and I have had it happen. Not every time, but I can guarantee the more time that you've spent on your project, the more the chance is that you're going to get a splatter of colored alcohol, and that's not going to be okay for your project. So the proper way to open them. There are two ends to your blends. There is the fat brush end, and there's the skinny, finer tip. I think they call it a bullet tip. So you want to hold it in your hand. The three dots, you're going to push with this thumb, and it just slides off gently. Like, you don't want to be pulling. Okay, you're just going to slide it gently. I like to use the brush end the majority of the time. And so when I color Mr. Moose, I like to color up to the line, the black line, but I do my very best not to cross the lines and not to go over them. The Memento ink isn't supposed to bleed with our blends. So you know my rule, if you've watched me before, on which black ink to use with which markers. And the rule of thumb is, remember, a smelly with a non-smelly. What does that mean, Tamara? That means if you're using smelly markers, they smell like alcohol, you're going to use a non-smelly black ink, which is our memento. If you're going to use our markers, they don't smell. You're going to use a smelly, which is our StazOn ink, which smells divine, smells like marzipan. I could sniff this stuff all day long. Smelly with non-smelly. Smelly with a non-smelly. Okay, so that's your rule of thumb of like, what black do I use with what? That's how you figure it out. Now, having said that, the black memento is not supposed to run because it's a non-smelly and we're using smelly alcohol markers. However, it still runs. I'm sorry. Ever since we switched from our whisper white to our basic white, there is a chemical reaction and it will bleed a bit. So I do my best not to touch that black line. That's going to minimize your bleeding. Just takes a little tiny extra time. Just go around it as best you can. I mean, it's not life or death, but if you don't want it to bleed. Now, what did I do with his eye on this one? Where is my card? Did his eye? Yeah, I did do in his eye. I can make his eye. Okay, so let's move along. You're watching me do Mr. Moosey. Where did my pre-done moose go? Is he back in here? He is. So you get the idea. I'll finish him off later. I've gone in with the dark crumb cake, and you'll note that I'm using grid paper underneath because it does bleed through your paper and it can soak through. Yeah, the almond scent. I know, Shayla. It's brutal. Like, I love it. So I've just gone in with the dark crumb cake for his antlers. And now that I've started this, this one I stamped like weeks ago, so it really shouldn't bleed. I'm just showing you, going over his antlers again, a little bit darker. Same with his hooves, inside of his ears. Again, I've just trained myself, tried not to go over the lines. Now, I'm going to cut him out, so it doesn't really matter that I go outside the lines. But if you do go outside the lines, and if it does matter, you grab your color lifter. Same thing. Actually, I'm going to use the bullet end on this one. Take it off gently. Okay. Look, see? Look what happened. Look it. See? I don't lie, you guys. This is super juicy. So that is why we don't just pull. Okay. So this, if you've gone outside the lines, you're just going to kind of push the color back in towards where you want it gone. So it leaves a bit of a watermark, but if it's kind of crucial and you went, oh no, that's not what I wanted to do, then you can push it back in with the color lifter. Oh, hi Jennifer. Okay, so now on this little guy, I went in and I did him in the 2 shades of Shaded Spruce. So I did his toque in the light. Again, I'm going over the black hash marks. That's not a big deal because this is a darker color. Like, it's not as crucial if it bleeds. It's not a big deal. And I'm hoping it won't bleed too much anyway because it's been, whoops. Okay, that was a little crazy. Because I stamped this like weeks ago, I'm really hoping it won't bleed, but if it does, that's okay. Okay, so I laid that down with the light. I went in with the dark for his pom-pom. And I also went over the hash marks in his hat. So Stampin' Up! Has already told me where it's going to be a little bit darker on these hash marks. So I'm taking the bullet end and I'm just going to draw right on top of those. And it's just going to give a bit of depth, a bit of shading to that area. You could go over it again with the light, but you don't have to. And then I've just gone in and I've alternated light and dark on his scarf. Okay, and then I'll go with the dark. If your dark marker has run out, don't worry about it. Do it all in the light and then go back over every other little space here with that marker. And the more times you go over it with the light, the darker it will get. So you can get away with just one blend. You don't have to have the two. They're sold in 2 packs, but if you're anything like me, one will be dried out before the other one. Okay, so there he is all colored. This little Dickens, let's do him too. For this one, I colored him in Pool Party. See, we still have 20 minutes. We're good. I did him in the light Pool Party. So again, try not to go over the lines. I was so excited this morning. Did some of you see me post this morning? I posted it on my Tamara's Paper Trail VIP page. And I said, dag nabbit, Facebook. It was driving me crazy. It wouldn't let me download my videos anymore. And it kept saying copyright for music infringement or something. Like, there's not even any music in my videos, whatever. So I lodge not a complaint, what's it called? A dispute. And I did that last week too when it wouldn't let me download the video. But it still won't let me download it. So obviously my dispute fell on deaf ears. Anyway, I found out how to do it. So by 8:30 this morning, I was like, okay, I learned something new today. And I felt like a rock star. So it was a good start to the day where I figured out how to do it. You have to go into Creator Studio now to download it from a page. When you download it from a group, you click on the 3 dots. Like, why do they have to make it different? Why do they have to make it difficult for people like me? I don't got time to be learning new things every week, for heaven's sakes. Okay, I'm going to cut out my bird. And then the dentist, did I mention it was like 45 minutes late? Don't make me wait. I am very busy and I don't like you anyway. Don't make me wait to go in for pain. I don't know. I'm very proud of myself, though. I have flossed my teeth every day for the last 2 weeks. My goal is 6 months. 6 months of flossing my teeth. I'm bad. I don't floss my teeth. There, I said it. But it is my new goal, part of my, healthier days. I'm like, let's start with trying to floss our teeth on a daily basis. That's taking care of myself, right? Because I'm now at that age where, if little bugs and bacteria and stuff get in and with your teeth and that, like, it can affect the bone. And now, like, I'm 55 years old. Like, I better start paying attention here because I see the trouble my dad's going through with his teeth. Oy, 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 oy. It's like, okay, I'll take care of my teeth. I'll floss. I'm sorry. Don't take my teeth away. Okay, so that's him cut out. Well, Facebook, yeah, it's a necessary evil in my life, right? Like, you have to learn how to stay between the lines. Just look at my parking job. Yeah, Facebook, I mean, it's a necessary evil. If Facebook ever, if they deleted me or if there is a major problem, I'm in a business, like, honestly, because I do have all my eggs in one basket. I don't love Instagram. I don't do all the other things. I like Facebook. And I don't want to get sucked into doing what everybody else does. I do what I love. I love Facebook and I love making cards. So I don't want to be going live on YouTube. I don't want to be doing TikTok. I don't want to be doing Reels. I don't want all that stuff. I just want to do what I want to do. So if Facebook kicks me out, or if I don't know, if there was no Facebook, I would not be in business. So it's a little scary to have all your eggs in one basket, but maybe learn something new today. I will not be beaten. Yeah, I might be, but... So did you ever see, look at the little hairs on his chin. He cracks me up. So I posted today actually on how not to get hacked and have people steal your account and all this stuff. So I mentioned it last night, but if you're new to this, I have a new Facebook page that is called Tamara's Paperwork Demonstrator Group. And I just posted an article, and actually it's easier if you just click on the link, to Jennifer Baker. She's a consultant out in Hamilton, Ontario. And she had posted, she sent an email out, I'm on her newsletter list, on hackers and how to protect yourself on Facebook and change your password every 6 months and all this kind of stuff. It was quite informative. And I do actually now have 2-factor authentication on my Facebook account, and it's a pain in the sraka when I have to log in again because it thinks I'm new. Like, why are you asking me to log in? I'm not on a new computer, or like I'm sitting in my basement. Anyway, every now and then it makes me do it. So better that than having somebody hack me. So I do have that set up, and I really do need to change my password again. I'm going to have to start carrying my password book around with me everywhere I go now. It's so many passwords for everything, good Lord. Okay, so there you go. Now you've watched me color and you've watched me cut. There are my moose and my bird. And so now we're just going to do, hi, Chris Stones from Australia. My enthusiasm for what, Shayla? For cutting a moose? Or for Facebook. All right, so now that I have my moose, this is what I did to come up with my sentiments. So this says, you're cool. Happy birthday. You're cool. How did you come up with that, Tamara? You're the coolest. So did you saw my hack last night, I think, didn't you? I'm going to show it to you again. Slightly different version. So if I can find the stamp. Here we go. You're the coolest. So you have a few options here. You could take your marker and just color you're cool. All right. Show you how to do that. That's not what I did on this one, but you could. You're cool. So this is called direct to stamp inking. You are directly coloring on the stamp. And you absolutely could do that. Now, if you take a while to do that coloring, you're going to have to moisten the ink again. And so we do what's called huffing to kind of reactivate the ink. You just huff on it. And then you can stamp down here. Now, that's not very dark. That's not okay. This is what I find when you use the markers. I like it darker than that. So we're going to do this again. This time we're going to do it the way I did it earlier. And I'm going to grab my washi tape. Now, we are going to cover up parts of the word. Z. So, you're the coolest. I'm going to cover up EST, you're cool. I just wanted to say you're cool. Making sure I get right up to that L. You're cool. So this is called masking off. You're masking off what you don't want. And then I don't want the word the. I just want you're cool. You're cool. And I want to make sure that I get all of that hidden. Okay, so like that. Now I'm going to bring my ink pad in. Oh, my enthusiasm for Facebook. All right, so here we go. We are going to stamp the entire thing in my green ink. You're cool. Then we're going to rip off the washi tape and discard it. Oh, you know what? I saw there's a little titch on this E. Don't want that. Get it off. You're cool. Okay. Hope that's dry. Might show, might not. Okay, so I'm going to stamp that over to the left. You're cool. Ha 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 ha. All right. Now, Mr. Moosey is going to go somewhere around here. I want snowflakes. 1, 2, 3. The snowflakes that come in this stamp set are like this. There are 3 of them on one block. So I am going to just ink up one, this little guy here. So I'm just going, it's easy to do this. You're just going to get that one snowflake. And I'm putting the moose is going to be about there. So I'm going to stamp. He's not taped down yet. So I'm just going to stamp there. Now I'm going to clean it off. I'm going to ink up the other 2. That's okay, Pat. There's always the replay. All right, so I'm inking up these 2 now. And I'm going to stamp. I liked the bigger one to the left. So he could go over here a bit. And like that. So I'm stamping around the moose. You're cool. Very neat. I did toy with popping them up on dimensionals, but like I say, this card is going to be thick already, so I'm not going to put him on dimensionals. I'm going to just put tape on his body because his head and his feet are hanging over a bit. I can see the tape there. It's going to go like this. Like that. Turn them over. And now he can go on our card front here. Like that. I know, I love the moose too. I love him so much. All right, so now on the inside we want to put the little bird. I'm putting him down here. And I'm going to use glue dots, if I can find them. Way over here. Okay, so a little bird. I used, I'm glad I got the stamp set. I've used it more than I thought I would. I really only got it for the moose, but I've honestly used it much more than I thought I would. Okay. So now we just need a little bit of embellishing, and for that I grabbed, there they are, some adhesive backed seasonal sequins, because I thought, oh, there are green ones in here. Look at these. So it's going to use the green. And I thought, okay, that's crazy, lots of green. I could. No, didn't want to. Could use the white, would be very nice. And then I went, no, the gold spoke to me. So I grabbed the gold. So when it's closed, you want to start the decorating when it's closed. So you can see where things are going. So I'm going to grab a big one. Put it here. Grab a little one. Put it here. And then I grabbed another little one and put it in the middle of the snowflake. Because they really pop. Like you can really notice that. But then when it's open, they're kind of a far way away. So I thought I'm going to have another little one inside here too. Oops. So you've got the 3 there when it's open. And the 3 there when it's closed. Isn't that fun? So it's called a WV card. So there's the W and there's the V. Don't think I've done this fold before. I've done various Z folds, double Z folds, but I'm pretty sure I would remember if I had done this one. But I like it. I like it a lot. And now I have 2 cards for my Christmas birthdays, my winter birthdays. Because he doesn't necessarily, I mean, he could scream Christmas, but he just makes me happy for a winter birthday. Because it's not an obvious Christmas card, especially with this paper, right? It's not Christmas paper. Nothing angers a Christmas birthday girl more than a Christmas card that just says happy birthday in it. What else can I show you? Do you need, Halloween is coming up. Need some quick packaging ideas. We sell these. Look how much this holds. I mean, there's way more can go in here, but I think I'm going to make these. I'm making these for my club girls who are local, and they're going to get some candy in it. But I think because I have the bag, I think there are 10. You get 10 of them. I'm going to make them for the kids you know, the kids that I know on the street, and they'll get, you know, a chunk of, a good chunk of candy from Mrs. Bertram. Yeah. If I was really, maybe I'll give them to the moms and put a little bottle of booze in there. Like you could do the little Baileys, right? They would fit in here. Give those to the neighbors. Oh, or to the teachers. Yeah, man. Now, for this, I just lined the inside with a piece of, I want to say 3 by 5 1/4, but I don't know. I lie a lot. And that is, again, from this pad of paper, the host paper. So I popped that through so it shows through the holes. This, I cased the idea from Tracy. And then this, I used 1 3/4 inch circle punch out of crushed curry. These are from the Scary Cute dies, the house. Like you got to buy this just for the house, honestly. The house, there's a black cat. There's this piece as well. So, I mean, you can decorate this all day long. But because I need to make 10 of them, I thought I'd keep it fairly simple. The bat. And then I wanted to close it somehow. I wish, you know, you could use tear and tape, but I didn't want to do that. So I have a ton of the old clips and paper clips and all kinds of clips that I have in my stash from Stampin' Up! Years gone by. So I just did a little clip like that. I might come up with something more creative, but doubtful. Time is money. So that's a cute little idea. I really love this card. It does, Nikki. I know. You should try it. You guys should try it, honestly. It's so easy. Do you need those dimensions again? You're going to start with a piece of paper that's 8.5 by 11. And on the 8.5 side, you're going to cut it at 5.5. So you're cutting off 3 inches. And then you're going to turn it and you're going to score it at 4, 5 3/4, 7.5, 9 1/4. And then the piece that was left over, you're going to cut that at 6. So you have a 3 by 6 and you're going to score it at 3. The designer papers, you need 3 of these, 1.5 by 5 1/4. You need 3 of the white, which are 2 7/8 by 2 7/8, which is the same as 3 less 2 ticks. This designer paper is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. And then you decorate it as you want. Like it's, yeah, it really, I think it's great. I think it's great. Yeah. Right. So there's some packaging ideas, a great card idea. Hope you learned something from that tonight. I really need to push the boat out a little bit and do something a little bit. I want to play with some new stuff. I need to play with some of these new sets I've got. Maybe the gingerbread next week. I bought this. This should be a challenge for me. I got it. How about I should use it? I haven't used the window wishes yet. What else have I not used? I did play with the cottage wreath, so that was good. I've played a little, the sweet candy canes. I don't know. I don't love it, so I haven't used it. Maybe I should. I think I got it for free. Ooh, do it, Nikki. Sure. Anything. You bet. That's a good idea. What else? I've used this a couple times, but not successfully yet. I need a card that just uses the Christmas banners. Oh, I haven't used the Ring in Nature. Good Lord. What else do I need to use? I haven't used my snow crystal. I'm going to get busy. Mistletoe Magic I've used, but not really the stamp set. I need to design for my next class with this. This one's going to be a challenge for me, though. As much as I love the dies, I'm like, oh, there are not a lot of sentiments in here that will go easily on a Tamara card. So that one's going to really push me. That one's going to push me. What else? I haven't used the Snowman Magic. It's not my style, but I've used the die because I do love this die. I'm not great at building scenes. I don't know. I've used it. Not a ton. I don't think I've used it. I haven't used the stamps yet for the apple harvest. I've used the dies. Oh, haven't used the handmade wishes. Look at all the stuff I need to use. Good Lord. All right. I better get busy. Yeah. I'm going to play. Maybe Thursday I'll play. I'm sorry, Mary. The moose is a must. We'll call him Must Mr. Moosey, just because. He's so cute. He's just so cute. Right, where's my other moose card that I made with him? This was the fun fold that, oh, I dipped the other one in ink. This is the one that I dipped in ink. Right, look at this one. So this is the fun fold that we did. I don't know when I did this. Anyway, he's obviously I'm into greens lately. You gotta have the moose. He's not that expensive. It's like a $25 set, isn't it? Let's see. 32, I lied. 32. It's worth it. If you're a demonstrator, you get a discount, right? Okay, it's 8 o'clock. I'm gonna go. I should pack, I guess, for tomorrow. I got a very busy day. I gotta go to bed. All right. Handmade wishes that I need to play with too. Maybe. You never know, Nikki. I cannot commit at this stage in the week, but maybe. Thank you for hanging out with me. I hope that was fun for you. It was fun for me. I learned a new fold today, and I enjoyed myself. So I will see you Friday morning at 10 a.m. Mountain Time, right back here for Coffee Break, my virtual newsletter, and I'll let you know all the things that are going on. Have a great rest of your week, you guys. See ya.